Hey everyone, I'm in my class right now. I just finished my presentation. It's about Roman Principate in Cappadocia, which I will be uploading probably the end of this week or next week, because I just need to read the material that I've already studied, and we're going to be discussing about that. You will see that soon, I promise you. Now I'm feeling so much relieved because I've completed what I needed to do. And by the way, the article that I'm reviewing is in German, and I had to present it in Turkish, and I'm Indonesian. And I'm having some additional sources like supplemental reads, mostly in English, and yeah. Congratulations to my brain for working so hard.
Ama unuttum da şu yüzden söyleyeceğim. O eski Osmanlı, ben şunu diyeceğim bu bölgeye şey için. Anadolu'nun coğrafyası, tropik, felsefe.
This is going to be a really short video, and I'm a little bit of going to give you my life update as a grad school student. I had two issues that have made me anxious for the past few weeks, and the first one is sort of technical, that I would less likely meet in my home country. So housing is a problem everywhere. Everyone knows buying a house is not as simple as how our grandparents did it. And renting a house, that doesn't shrink the problem. You got another one. So as a temporary residence here, you would want to rent a house, and I've been living in this apartment for nearly a year. Long story short, one of my housemates decided to leave for some issues, and because of this, we should either find a new housemate before signing our contract renewal or find a new apartment, which is not an easy case as well. People say apartment search is like a search for a life partner, and that's probably true. I'm attempting and patiently waiting for the right home for me now. This is not a sociological video essay on Gen Z and millennials housing issues, isn't it? I'm not going to extensively rant about this housing problem, and the other issue is rather internal. So, you don't have to be an academician to be familiar with burnout. And now, as a master's degree student, I feel kind of burned out with the fact that we only have 5 subjects in one semester, and we're practically getting focused to our specialization. We don't get to explore too many topics anymore. In each subject, the professors would direct us to pick a topic for the semester final projects, and they're mostly related to our specialization. And because I'm focusing on ancient religious study, they would ask me to select a topic that's related to religion, whether it's Judaism or Christianity. This routine kind of makes your brain prone to burnout, and sometimes I'm having some minor burnout. And there are days when I'm hesitant to open my computer because the idea of having 20 tabs opened in order to write one deep topic might look scary. And guess what? Let's get straight to the point. I think personal curriculum does really help with academic burnout. I've been late in following the personal curriculum trend, but I suppose I have been practicing personal curriculum with more of a loose framework. When you're having a burnout, you can make a loose personal curriculum. What it means is you're gonna study something that is not necessarily in your academic curriculum. It doesn't have to be completely unrelated. I still explore ancient history, but I'm picking up a subtopic that I don't usually read. For instance, I just downloaded a book on female public figure biography in the Roman era, and I might review the book separately, but at the same time, I'm also picking up literatures and some contemporary studies like international relations, foreign policy, or global studies, focusing on the identity of a global south. If you ask me how personal curriculum helps with burnout, It's simply because there's an interchange in the topics that you're invested in. Another important point is how personal curriculum doesn't give you pressure as much as institutional curriculum. You're not studying something for a presentation or exam, you're studying just because. And that's wonderful. That's the art of learning. If you're following the mainstream personal curriculum trend, it mostly almost replicates real academic curriculum. You learn a certain material, set goals based on short term or long term, and that's great. But for me, I choose to keep going with the loose personal curriculum where I still take notes and track my learning process and results. But I feel like this way, I don't have to be performative. It feels more genuine. And based on my experience, some people like me achieve better with loose framework. Oh, and a reminder, when we're talking about personal curriculum, it doesn't mean strictly academic studies. It can be art, things that require your motor skills or soft skills like public speaking, let's say. And sometimes with my approach, this personal curriculum doesn't have concrete target. It's simply helps me with burnout while learning something new. Journal and agenda with strict tracking system never worked for me. Static note taking doesn't work for me either. I just needed to be structured and accessible enough, and that pretty much works all the time. This thought I'm having is not a discovery or self discovery, it's just a realization of something that I've done in a very long time. And I usually keep a small WhatsApp group called Reading List where I invite my mom and kicked her out right after, and I store my PDFs there. Books that are not mandatory or fully related to grad school. And I usually like to take small notes in a random file of what I learned. I can just forget these files exist, but I can rediscover them anytime and look at the process that I've been through. Can someone with a background in psychology explain this? But the impression of less commitment, less pressure gets me invested even more. And maybe that's the mindset you could use to manipulate your mind into thinking that analyzing hard things and new things is fun. But that was before I'm working on the small YouTube project. And now that I started my platform, I can actually report my process through the video essays that I'm making. It's similar to the rumors from the runes segment, except that these are going to be something that I learn more independently. I'm also thinking of making some book recommendation list video other than review, because book and journal reviews actually sound more effective and strategic to me. What do you think? Let me know if I should make a reading list video based on some special themes. Anyways, right now I'm reading this book. The author is Turkish, Professor Zafer Duygu. It's not exactly a read for my personal curriculum because my thesis revolves around some chapters of this book, but pace-wise, I'm kind of working at my own pace actually earlier than I should push myself to. But the loose timeline makes me read this thoroughly instead of just scanning information and reporting it. And not only that, I can explore the references. I started a new habit ever since I studied here. The professors always say, "Dipnota bakın." And we always take a quick look at the footnotes and bibliography before we actually read the whole passages. And it's actually an easy way to know that a book is worth reading if the sources are reliable or critically interesting. And also, I don't read Turkish as fast as I can read in English. So, with that limitation, I can read this book more mindfully, and it's better for reviews. So, that's it for the personal curriculum talk for today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed chatting with me after school, and I'll see you on the next episode of Rumors from the Runes. Bye!